Hey everybody, it's Dak here from the Ed Boys, and welcome to my 1 to 99 mining guide. In this guide, I'm going to start by going over the important items and boosts that you're going to be using while mining. Then we'll talk about some quests you can complete for a good start to your mining gains before I go over my route for 1 to 99 mining. Then we'll go over a bunch of alternate methods that you can use to train your mining, since there are a lot of different ways to do it. As always, there should be chapters on the timeline to let you skip to whichever part that you need. If these guides have been helpful to you, be sure to like and subscribe for more content. You need a pickaxe to train your mining. Higher tier pickaxes require a higher mining level, and they do roll a chance to mine ores faster. So when you're using a rune pickaxe, you roll for a chance to mine an ore every 3 ticks as opposed to every 8 game ticks with a bronze pickaxe. And then having a higher mining level gives you a better chance to successfully mine the ore each time you roll. Most pickaxes are tradable, so you can just buy them on the Grand Exchange. Bronze through rune pickaxes, not including the black pickaxe, are also available at Nurmos Pickaxe Shop, which is located in the Dwarven Mine under Falador. The crystal pickaxe can't be bought anywhere. Instead, it's made with a dragon pick, a crystal tool seed, and 120 crystal shards. You can do this at a singing bowl in Prifendos, but you're going to need 76 smithing and crafting to do that, or you could pay the elf near the crystal bowl to make it for you for an extra 60 crystal shards. The pickaxe requires crystal shards to keep it charged. An uncharged crystal pick does mine at the same speed as the dragon pickaxe, but when it's charged, it has a little bit higher chance to mine a tick faster. So technically, it is the best pickaxe in the game, a little bit better than dragon, but not by very much, and it costs a lot more to use, so it is fine to max out at a dragon pickaxe. Even a rune pick still gets the job done in the long run for Iron Men, though it's not as hard to get a dragon pick nowadays. The Prospector outfit is a reward from the Motherlode Mine. Each piece of the kit gives a little bit of bonus mining XP while mining, for a total of 2.5% bonus XP when you have the full outfit. It's not a huge bonus, but Motherlode Mine does give some low effort mining XP along the way, so it's really not that bad to get it, and it is a requirement for the Falador Hard Diaries. The Varrock armor is a reward from completing your Varrock Diaries. Wearing this plate body gives you a chance to receive 2 ores when mining, or smelt 2 bars when smelting at the Edgeville furnace. Higher tier armor is required for higher tier ores and higher tier bars. You do get XP for both ores that you mine, so it's a slight boost in XP rates, and it's helpful in some other activities like Guardians of the Rift, for instance. The Varrock Armor 4, which is achieved from the Elite Diaries, will count as your Prospector jacket for your Prospector kit as well. The Celestial Ring is a reward from mining shooting stars. The ring provides an invisible +4 to your mining level, giving you a slightly better chance to mine ores. This cannot be used to mine ores that you're too low level to mine, though. You can charge the ring with Stardust, and when it is charged, you get a 10% chance to mine double ores up to Addy ore. There's a lot of exceptions for this, unfortunately, so it doesn't work for like Gem Rocks, Calcified Rocks, Dayalt Essence, Motherlode Mine. It's basically just for the normal ores, so it's kind of nice for power mining iron, but that +4 invisible boost you get from the ring is good for all mining. The mining gloves are obtained from the Mining Guild. When mining any ores in the guild, you have a chance to get unidentified minerals. Iron rocks have the lowest chance per rock, but since you mine them so fast, power mining iron is the fastest way to collect these minerals. They can be spent at the Mining Guild Mineral Exchange, located by the bank. The regular mining gloves cost 40 minerals, the superior gloves cost 100 minerals, and then you can spend another 40 minerals by talking to the shop owner when you have both pairs to get them combined into expert mining gloves, which does require 70 mining to wear the expert ones. When you wear these gloves while mining, rocks won't deplete right away. Regular mining gloves work for copper, tin, iron, silver, coal, and gold, and they'll make the rock not deplete one time, giving you 2 ores per rock basically, and you don't have to like click another time, similar to how like wood cutting you can get multiple logs like per time you click on the tree. It kind of slowly makes mining more like that. Superior mining gloves work with mithril and adamant ore, and those 2 rocks won't deplete one time, but now for the rocks that work with regular mining gloves, those ones won't deplete 2 times when you're wearing the superior mining gloves. Finally, the expert gloves work with rune rocks, sandstone, and amethyst, making those 3 rocks not deplete one time while you're wearing them. Addy and Myth rocks won't deplete twice, and then the rocks from the basic gloves won't deplete 3 times, essentially giving you 4 iron ore per rock when mining iron, which is nice for power mining, and it also makes amethyst mining a little bit more chill and easy to multitask, even just 2 amethyst per spot. These mining gloves used to be fairly niche, but they got reworked, so they're actually pretty helpful overall now. Now let's talk about some quests that you can do to get a head start on your mining gains. Doric's quest gives 1.3k mining XP, and all you have to do is bring Doric some ores, so it is very short as well. This jumps you from level 1 to 10 mining. The Forsaken Tower, Plague City, and another slice of ham are all solid for mining XP as well. Those 3 quests after Doric's quest would get you from 10 to 24 mining. The Lost Tribe requires 17 mining to do, but it is another short one, jumping you to 29 if you did all the others. And then there's the Dig Site quest. It doesn't have a mining requirement. It is a bit longer harder than any of those other quests, but it gives you 15.3k mining XP. So at level 1 mining, you would jump from 1 to 31. If you knock out all the quests that I listed off here, you'd be starting at 36 mining before you ever do any of these training methods. I have linked the wiki's list of mining XP quests in the description. First, let's jump into my route that I would go for levels 1 to 99 mining, then we'll get into the alt methods. We're going to start at level 1 for anybody who is not sending those quests. From levels 1 to 15, you're going to be mining copper and tin ore. They both give the same amount of XP, so it doesn't really matter which one you pick, and they're not very expensive, so it's worth just dropping these ores instead of taking a bank trip. There's a lot of spots for these rocks, but the Lumbridge Swamp is very easy to get to, and it's just such a classic mining spot. You should start with an iron pickaxe at level 1, switch to the steel at level 6, and switch to a black pickaxe at level 11 mining. It's not the end of the world if you don't always upgrade your pickaxe the moment you can, but it does make a pretty big difference. At level 15, you can start mining iron ore. You won't be mining it at full speed right at level 15, but mining iron is very quick overall, so this is actually a viable method all the way to 99 mining if you'd like. Not many mining methods get faster XP an hour than power mining iron, unless you are including some 3-tick mining. Again, there are a lot of places to mine iron. The Volcanic Mine is very easy to access, and it has a good group of 3 rocks. The Isle of Souls, which is the isle that Soul Wars is located on, also has a nice 3-rock spot. The best spot for mining iron is technically the mining guild, since you get a +7 invisible level boost in the guild, and the rocks in the guild respawn ore faster, but you do need 60 mining just to access the guild. Again, dropping these ores is more efficient than banking them. It's not too bad to bank them if you have the mining guild spot, but overall you can make up for this small profit in a lot of other places in the game. At level 21, you can use a myth pickaxe, but it is the same speed as a black pickaxe, so it's not actually an upgrade unless you're still on the steel one. At 31, you can use the Addy pick, and at 41, you should switch to the rune pickaxe. From 41 to 99, I am a big fan of gem rocks. You can start mining them at 40 mining, but 41 is where you can use the rune pick, which is a nice jump in speed. Overall, these are a little bit slower XP an hour than mining iron, so it's fine to stay at iron rocks or switch to granite at 45 mining, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. You do need to wear a charged amulet of glory to make gem rocks worth it. Wearing a glory gives you a much better chance of successfully mining the rocks. The gem rocks are located in Shiloh Village, so you do have to do the Shiloh Village quest. There's only a few rocks above ground, so it's highly suggested to complete the medium Karamja diaries to gain access to the underground mine as well, which has a lot more rocks and a deposit chest for you to bank your gems. I'm a huge fan of gem rocks because they bank decent cash, like 300k up to 800k an hour depending on your mining level and if you're 3-tick mining or not, and if you switch to a dragon pickaxe at 61 plus. They're pretty good XP an hour overall, and on average it is actually the fewest hours needed to get a rock golem pet, so it's a good balance of money, XP, and a pet chance. That being said, if you're only looking to get faster mining XP, you should stick to iron ore and mining granite for these levels. That's the simple path that I would take from 99 mining, but there's a lot of other viable methods in the game that you can use, so let's go over those as well. These are going to be ordered from lowest to highest mining level required for the method. The Motherlode Mine requires 30 mining to do. It is located in the Dwarven Mine south of Falador. Make sure that you bring your pickaxe with you because you need to mine this rock to get to the bank within Motherlode Mine. There's also a teleport option just outside the mining guild on the skills necklace, which puts you like right in front of the Motherlode Mine entrance. At Motherlode, you mine pay dirt from the deposits around the room, take that pay dirt to this hopper, and then collect your ores from the sack at the end of the line. If the wheels are broken and the water isn't moving, you can take a hammer from this crate here and fix them for a little bit of smithing XP. At Motherlode Mine, you can get coal, gold, mithril, adamant, and rune ore, but only if you have the level that is normally required to get those ores. So right at 30, you'll only get coal, at 40 you start to get gold, and so on. You also have a chance to collect some golden nuggets, which can be used at Prospector Percy's shop to buy some nice rewards. This is where you can buy your Prospector's outfit, which gives some bonus mining XP. You can also get your coal bag, which is huge for blast furnace gains. By actually talking to Percy instead of just opening the shop, you can also spend a one-time fee of 100 nuggets to access the upper area, which also requires 57 mining. The veins in the upper area don't deplete as fast, and it is very close to the hopper. There's also another hopper upstairs that you can spend 50 nuggets to unlock. You can also talk to Percy to spend 200 nuggets to make the pay dirt sack hold more ores, but I would buy that one last personally. Motherlode Mine is pretty chill mining gains. The XP an hour overall isn't bad, but definitely slower than other click-intensive methods like power mining iron. You do profit a little bit at Motherlode, so it is nice for some low-intensity gains overall. Calcified Rocks require 41 mining to get started, and they are located in Camtorum, the dwarven city underneath Rallis' Rise, which is located in the Kingdom of Varlamore. You do have to partially complete the Perilous Moons quest, just the beginning part where you kill a Sulfur Nagua, which does require 47 Slayer, and you'll then have access to the cave. There is a Quetzal landing spot at the Teomat, which is kind of close to the cave entrance, it's just north of it, and another landing spot that's at the entrance, like right next to it, but you do have to build that one first. Mining these rocks does not give you any ores, rather you get some blessed bone shards, which can be used to get prayer XP at the libation bowl located at the Teomat up north. Occasionally, some veins will leak water, and you do want to mine from those veins to get a little bit better rates. Sometimes you'll also get a calcified deposit instead of bone shards. To break these open, you have to take them and a hammer over to an anvil. There is one in Camtorum, just northwest of the bank. They'll normally just give you some extra blessed bone shards, but sometimes you'll get a calcified moth, which can be used to teleport to Camtorum. Calcified rocks are very low intensity, so they're not the best mining XP an hour, but they also get passive prayer gains, which is nice. I'm a big fan of getting XP in multiple skills with one method. Granite rocks require 45 mining, and they're located in the quarry in the southern part of the desert. If you don't plan on doing any 3-tick mining, which is probably the majority of you, I would wait until 70 plus mining to do any granite. Even at that point, you might find that you like iron mining more. Since you're in the desert, you do need water skins to not take damage from the desert heat. The Desert Amulet 4 obtained from the Desert Elite Diaries and the Circlet of Water obtained from completing Beneath Cursed Sands both protect you from the desert heat as well. Technically, granite is your fastest option for mining XP in the game if you're doing 3-tick mining. If you want me to make a guide about 3-tick skilling, then let me know in the comments section below. This is part of the reason that I'd rather do gem rocks at these level or even power mining iron. 3-tick granite is kind of boring overall and pretty click intensive for faster rates, but overall like not that much faster compared to some of these other methods. Next, we have shooting stars, or crash stars rather, probably the most popular mining method in the game at the moment. I suggest having 60 mining to get started on these. In every world, a shooting star lands on the map somewhere random every 2 hours or so. These stars can be mined for stardust, which can be spent for a couple of unique rewards, and it also gives some very passive mining XP. Stars have different tiers to them, which just changes what level is required to mine them. When a star lands, it'll be anywhere from tier 6 to tier 9 when it starts. A tier 6 star requires 60 mining, while a tier 9 star requires 90 to mine from. As a star is mined by players, it goes down by 1 tier every 7 minutes. So if you don't have a high enough level to mine a star that you're at, it will get to a point that you can as long as other people are currently mining it. So if you're lower than 60 mining, you'll never be able to get a star that just landed. You'd always have to wait for other players to get going, but you could still do this. Once you are mining it, it is insanely AFK. The star depletes a tier every 7 minutes, and you only have to click on it once to mine the full duration of the tier. Locating a star is generally the toughest part, but not really hard with the Star Miners Discord. To locate the star in-game, not using a Discord or another plugin, you will need to use a telescope in the study room of your player-owned home. Higher tier telescopes give you a more accurate window of when the star is going to land, but it'll always just be kind of a vague area where it's going to land. You can hop worlds to try to find a star that's landing a bit sooner, but they're generally on like a somewhat similar cycle, only differing like 20 to 25 minutes. Once a star has landed and you know the basic area, I would use the wiki's crash star page to narrow down which spots to check. So this shooting star was in the Crandor or Karamja area. I did first go to Crandor, and it happened to be at the south location there. I was the first one to the star, so I do get double stardust for my next 300 dust as well. A much easier way to find them is to use the Star Miners Runelight plugin, which does require you to join the Star Miners Discord. When you join this Discord, you do have to type in your username in this no access channel to get access to the full thing. And at that point, when you find a star, the Runelight plugin will report the star for you automatically. That's how they know the location of the star with this Discord. It's just crowdsourcing information from all of the players that are using the plugin. So this table here is constantly being updated automatically. As you can see, there are a lot of options for stars currently on the ground. This one here has a report from 2 minutes ago saying it's a tier 7 star, world 388 at Mount Karulm Bank. So I head back over to OSRS, take out my Rada's Blessing, teleport to Mount Karulm, and would you look at that, there's a crashed star. Obviously, it's not required to use the Discord or a third-party plugin to find stars, but it's definitely more convenient than using the in-game option. Star mining is very slow XP an hour compared to most methods in this guide, but since you only have to click once every 7 minutes when you're at a star, it's still actually a very popular training method for mining because you can multitask really easily with this. The stardust that you get can be spent at Desuri's Star Shop, located upstairs of the Mining Guild in Falador. In this shop, you can buy your Celestial Ring, the Prospector Recolors, a bag full of gems, and some soft clay. clay. The ring's pretty good for a slight boost in mining. The recolor is just cosmetic, though I do love it personally. And at the moment, the profit per clay pack and the profit per bag of gems is almost the exact same per stardust. So you could buy either of them with your spare dust. I prefer the bag of gems since you have that very, very rare chance at getting the uncut onyx, which would be insanely cool. Next, we have the Volcanic Mine. The mine is located on the Fossil Island, which means you have to complete Bon Voyage for access to it, and you do need 50 mining to get started. Every time you enter the mine costs 30 nummulite as well, though you can pay 3,000 nummulite for permanent access. The Volcanic Mine is a mini-game where players enter an unstable mine inside the island's volcano, and they mine these large boulders floating through the lava. Since the mine is unstable, there's going to be some earthquakes that drop rocks on you, there'll be some debris that shoots out from the lava hitting you occasionally, and some lava monsters will attack you with range, so protect range is highly recommended to have. It's fairly dangerous in the mine, so you do want to bring food and a couple of prayer potions. Just looking at this overhead view of the mine map makes it look more complicated than it is, but it is good to have this map as a reference. There are 3 gas chambers in the mine labeled A, B, and C. These spots let gas in or out of the mine. The chamber is stable if it's at 50%. Any further from 50% that a vent gets, the more unstable the mine is getting. When a chamber is covered, the pressure rises. When a chamber is uncovered, the pressure falls. The mine will collapse if the chambers become too unstable, and it will kill everyone inside if that happens. Generally, you just need to keep your eye on 2 of these numbers and try to keep them away from 0 or 100%. So if you see one of the letters is 30% or lower and it's unblocked, so the number is dropping, consider going to that chamber and placing a boulder on it to cap it. If the number is like 70% or higher and rising because the vent is blocked, then you should probably go uncover it by mining the boulder on it. When a round first starts, you cannot see the percentage that the chambers are at. One person in the mine needs to check one of the chamber's vents to then show the pressure gauge for everybody in the mine. There's 2 vents for each chamber, one on the north side and one on the south side of the mine, so a total of 6 vents, but you only need to check like 2 to 4 of them, and if you have a team of people, only like 1 or 2 people need to do that. Each run lasts for 10 minutes. When you first enter the mine, someone needs to check 2 vents, and then at the 5-minute mark, there's going to be an earthquake, which is going to hide those pressure numbers, and it changes the pressure in the mine, so you have to go check 2 more vents again. At the 30-second mark, the mine will begin to collapse. You need to exit the mine before 0 seconds or you will die. So at the 30-second warning, you should head out. You can wait a few extra seconds, unless you have to make another path to the staircase using your vessel. That's going to take too long, so be careful. The Volcanic Mine is generally a team activity, but let's go over a quick and easy solo method. First, we have the capping method, which is very quick and simple. You get some points when you check the vents as the round starts, and you get some points by blocking or unblocking the gas chambers, eventually capping out your points though. Enter the mine on the east staircase, run up north and grab a boulder by gas chamber B, and then keep heading north using your heat-proof vessel to make a path in the lava. Check this vent B, and then go ahead and make another path to the east to check vent C, getting some points for both of them. Now go back to the gas chamber B where you picked up that boulder, and go ahead and block and unblock that chamber a few times until you're capped out at 406 points. You could then just leave the mine and repeat that process. You can do this in about 2 minutes, so overall you can get like 40k to 50k mining XP an hour, and something like 13,000 points an hour that you can spend at the rewards shop. Once you upgrade your heat-proof vessel to be able to hold more water, you actually can play like a full solo game. If I were to include how to do that as well as how to do Team Volcanic Mine, it's going to make this video even longer than it needs to be. So if you would like a full Volcanic Mine guide, go ahead and say like Volcanic Mine Guide Nerd in the comments, and I'll get working on that as soon as possible. You can spend your points at Petrified Pete's ore shop. You can buy ores, upgrade your heat-proof vessel, get your prospector kit, the same one that's from the Motherlode Mine, and you can also buy an ore pack, which comes with a bunch of noted ore and has a 1 in 100 chance to give you a broken pickaxe. You can take this broken pickaxe and 2.5 mil GP to Nermoth. That's the same dwarf that you can buy other pickaxes from in the Dwarven Mine, and he'll fix the pickaxe for you. This is the only way to get a dragon pickaxe without doing any PVM. Next up is Zalcano, the skilling boss, which does require 70 mining and completing the Song of the Elves quest. To get to Zalcano, you need to take this teleport platform just outside of the southeast Privinos Bank. You do need a pickaxe and some food for this encounter. Ceridome and Brews are great because you don't need to super restore back up and you won't have to bank very often. Lower agility levels might want some stamina potions, but there is less stamina needed since the run energy changes. There's 2 official worlds for Zalcano, and they tend to have a bit of a mass going on. It's better to do this in teams of 3 to 5, but the mass worlds are always going if you need them. To find a team of 3 to 5, I suggest joining the Zalcano host chat channel. There are a lot of players doing small teams, and they'll call out when there's openings. It took me like 5 seconds to find a team for these clips. It was wonderful. Zalcano has 2 different phases, when she's walking around attacking and when she drops to the floor and you can mine from her. To drop her down, you need to attack her shield with the imbued tephra. Start by mining the glowing rock in one of the corners of the room. It doesn't have to be a glowing one, but the non-glowing ones are super slow. Take the tephra to the furnace on the north side and make some refined tephra, then run south and use the altar to imbue your refined tephra. This stack of blue imbued tephra can be thrown at Zalcano to damage her shield. When the team drops the shield to 0, she'll drop down for 12 to 16 seconds and you have to mine her with a pickaxe to actually damage her. When she stands back up, she will generate her 300 health shield again, and she'll destroy any imbued tephra that you still had, so making extra tephra doesn't help at all. You always have to go back through the process to make more tephra each time she stands up. Zalcano has a few attacks, which is why you brought some food or brews. Sometimes she just hits everyone in the room for like 5 damage. There's nothing you can do about that little chip damage. She'll also stomp on the ground, which drops boulders from the player's location. It shows a shadow on the ground and some debris falling, giving you plenty of time to step out of the way. Zalcano sometimes will attack the glowing boulder that you're mining from with a projectile. When it hits the glowing boulder, anyone standing next to it will get hit and a different rock will now be glowing. Sometimes Zalcano tosses that projectile towards like the wall instead. In this case, it's going to spawn a golem, which walks from the wall up to Zalcano. If it reaches her, it'll heal her shield for 50 health. You can only kill the golem with imbued tephra. If you do kill it, it drops like 20 imbued tephra for you to throw at Zalcano. The most important attack she uses is when she spawns a bunch of orange and blue spots on the floor. The orange spots hurt, so just try not to stand on them, and the blue spots actually make your imbued tephra do more damage to her shield, so it is important to attack from those blue spots as often as possible. When throwing your imbued tephra at Zalcano, try not to use the last like 3 to 5 throws you have left if there's no blue spots, just in case one pops up for some more damage, unless you're going to knock her down with those 3 to 5 throws anyway. Finally, when Zalcano is down and you're mining from her and she stands back up, she will knock anyone back who's still mining when she stands up, so try to back off before that happens. Zalcano was mainly added for some solid loot, including the crystal tool seed, and it does give a bit of mining XP and some very passive smithing and runecrafting XP. They did add an option to get more experience instead of getting rewards other than crystal shards, which you will always receive. If you talk to Rhiannon outside of the lair, you can ask her to toggle for better XP or getting actual drops. By getting the actual drops, you can make like 1 mil to 2 mil GP an hour here, and by going for the better XP, you can do more like 50k to 70k mining XP an hour. Next on the list, we have Blast Mine. You can get ores here when you're 10 levels below the normal mining requirement. In other words, at 75 mining, you begin to get some rune ore, even though it normally takes 85 mining. The Blast Mine is located in the northern part of Lovacane, part of the Kingdom of Korend. If you have a Xerix Talisman, the Xerix Inferno teleport gets you real close. The Lovacane minecart system can be used to travel all around Korend, including the Lovacane station. And there's also a bank at the Blast Mine, so even if you just run all the way from the docks of Port Piscarilius, you'll be fine. At the Blast Mine, you need a chisel, a tinderbox, and a lot of dynamite. A pickaxe is not required, but if you have a dragon or crystal pick, you can use the special attack to get the temporary level boost. The basic process for blast mining is to chisel a hole in the wall, place dynamite in the hole, light the dynamite, then run away so you don't get hit by the 3x3 blast, then take the blasted ore, put it in the sack, and collect your ores from the operator further down the line. There's a few methods to optimize this, and I'll go over 2 of them now using the northwest area of the mine. Here's a simple 6-rock method for this location. Mine and place the dynamite on spot 1 and spot 2, then light both dynamites before running off. Mine and place the dynamite on spots 3 and 4, then light both of those before running over to spot 5. Then mine and place the dynamite on both 5 and 6 before lighting both and running away. Then you can pick up all the ores, deposit them into the sack, and do the process again. It is important to mine and place the 2 spots at a time before lighting one of them, because if you mined like at spot 1 and then you place and lit that and started to mine spot 2 right next to it, you would get hit by that blast. When you run out of dynamite, there is a bank chest right there to go ahead and grab more. Here's a look at the 8-rock method, which is a little more complicated. The goal of this method is to go through each spot without picking up the ores the first time, and then you pick up your blasted ore as you go back through the process another time. Start by mining, placing, and lighting the dynamite at spot 1, then run to spot 2. Mine and place both spots 2 and 3, then light both, running to spot 4. Mine, place, and light spot 4, run to spot 5. And you want to mine and place both 5 and 6 before lighting them both. Then run to spot 7, mine, place, and light at spot 7, run to spot 8, mine, place, and light on spot 8, running back to spot 1. When you go back to spot 1, you pick up the blasted ore that you got from last time and start the process again, just picking up the ores each time. So you mine, place, and light spot 1, run over to pick up the 2 ores at spot 2, mine and place 2 and 3 before lighting both, and so on. When you get through all 8 spots the second time, you have blasted ores in your inventory, and you can go deposit those ores before picking up the ore at spot 1 again and going back through it. The 8 rock method is clearly a little bit more complicated, and you do have to be pretty tight on the timing, especially when you add in the seconds that it takes to grab more dynamite every 3 rounds. So it is fine to just go for the 6 rock method as well, though the 8 rock method is a little bit more blast ores per hour. The blast mine can get you 65k to 95k XP an hour, and it also profits like 400k, 500k GP an hour, so it's a nice combo of good XP and still making some money. At 92 mining, you can mine Amethyst, located in the mining guild under Falador. Amethyst is pretty slow XP-wise, and it's not great profit, but it is very low intensity as well. It can take a while to mine 1 Amethyst, and if you're wearing expert mining gloves, you actually will get 2 Amethyst before the rock depletes, meaning you don't have to click very often at all. Amethyst is extremely helpful for higher tier ammo for Iron Men as well. In general, I prefer Crash Stars instead of Amethyst for AFK mining, but Amethyst is also a solid option. Finally, a shout out to Runecrafting, which has a few methods that give solid passive mining XP. Zaya Runecrafting, Mining Day Alt Essence, and Guardians of the Rift are all great examples for that. You don't get a lot of mining XP an hour while you're doing these, usually like 3k XP an hour or something, but if you plan on getting a high Runecrafting level at any point, then you likely want to do that before you train to a high mining level. Getting 99 mining at something like Zaya Runecrafting will give you over 1 mil mining and crafting XP along the way, which is a pretty nice boost. If you have any questions about mining training, be sure to let me know in the comments below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. If these guides have been helpful to you, be sure to click like and subscribe for more content, and check me out on Twitch, which should be linked on the screen and in the description. Thanks for watching my mining guide, everyone, and best of luck on your mining gains.